Let's try to recreate this surface. This is a cricket ball, a leather ball, which we usually call as a duce ball, which came from the word duke's ball. But essentially, it's a leather ball. Several of images we collected. Let's try what happens to recreate the surface. So if you see these balls, then these are the one of the newest balls, right? It's a new condition, and these are very old conditions. So we're trying to make something which is in between somewhere. So you can look at these things, how the color variations are going and how the roughnesses are going. So let's look at these surfaces, how the color variations you can see here. The color is red here, it's darker red here, a little bit of lighter red you can see. If we see this one also, this is very good reference, but it has a lot of details if I see like some some specific details to this ball is there, like some of the dents and all. So we're not gonna create those things because it's gonna be a generic material for a leather ball. So let's try to make it similar to a cricket ball. Create a field layer, and I'm trying to add a little bit of base color. I want a mid tone like this. Then we have to add one highlight and one darker color. So I'm copying the layer, and then let's the darker value of the color. I have to mix this both color. So we'll add a black mask, and then we'll add a fill layer. In the fill layer, we'll add a texture, which can be a cloud. So you're seeing that a little bit of breakup we can see. It is not that much evident, but it's subtle. That's what we want. Can increase the tiling a bit. So you'll get this kind of texture. And on top of that, we will again copy that layer, this layer, make it on top. Then just change this color to a little lighter and also change the hue a little bit. Can be here and a little of this way. Same thing we'll do a black mask and add a fill layer. In the fill, we can add something else also. Let's see in the textures, we can add this one, right? These are some lighter variation of this color. We can change this thing and then the balance you have also. See how this is creating difference. If you do like this, if you make this very less, the contrast of the differences between those two colors will be much. So some areas will be like this, and some areas will be not exposed to the white color, the lighter color. Some areas will be exposed to the lighter color. So you can use it afterwards. But for now, let's make it overall similar. There's a contrast. So You can see the difference. So let's make it kind of like this. So we almost got this color variations, right? But now we have to play a little bit with the roughness. So let's add a layer, only the roughness. The roughness we can directly add on map, or we can use the right roughness as a slider and we can control it with the black mask and the fill layer like we did here. This is a little non-destructive workflow, but it depends on your workflow. You can directly use here. It really doesn't matter that much. So let's here add some roughness variation. Like you see here, we can add this one in the roughness. This is not a good mask, I believe. Yeah, it's not a good mask. Let's change it to something else. This might be one good mask. See, now it looks more like those older balls, right? But we're going to make it a little shinier. So go here to the original layer of the roughness and make it glossy. Reduce the roughness, trying to make it glossy. And there you almost have the leather ball texture. But one thing I will do, one one last thing I will do is add a little bit of variation in the normal map. Okay, I will use a height map actually for that. So let's name this layers. And this is your roughness. And I will try to add a new layer. I will add a height, a little of height I will increase. Then again I will add a black mask. And I will add a fill layer. In the fill layer, I will add one of the bigger mask. Okay. So for that, to know how to look, it is really you have to try a lot of things and then you can. I don't want like that. I want some big unevenness in the surface. So for that, I had to go through different maps. Skip some cloud. Yeah, it can work. Yes, I think it will work. You can do one thing, you can increase it a bit and then add a blur on top of that. So add a filter and I'm trying to add a blur on top of this to become like that. But I feel it is looking good without that. So let's don't add that. Let's make it two or something. So yeah, we have a leather ball material. I think I'll decrease the roughness a little bit. or even I can use this balance here to increase the roughness. And if you want, you can add this leather texture, but that's not that much evident. But we will still add that texture. We'll use only in the height. The height channel will be only the channel you can see. Then its height. Same way we'll do for the black mask and the paint. Here, if you search here, you'll find the leather. It is a pretty good texture actually. You can use it in many places. Now if you alt and click, you can see the mask. So I will make it very small. And the balance and the contrast, brush balance should be less, but it's not that evident drop, so it's in zero, that's why. So we can make it like this. So you can see this is the material. I will make it a little bigger than this. I'll make probably 6, and that's how it is. Okay, so the next thing will be this one. How we're gonna create this thing. Let's do the breakdown of this thing layer by layer. First, we had this thing, which we created one simple and generic material of this leather ball. That is this one, right? So on top of that, we're gonna add all the layers to create this kind of a surface. So first of all, what you see is the color is little different than this one, right? So what I did is add a layer, and in this layer, you can see this is a fill layer where the blend mode is passed through. This basically means that there is no color in the layer. But if you add a color match filter in this, then what will happen is it will change the color of the layers below. So what I did, I added a fill layer and made it to pass through. I added a filter, and in the filter, I added a color match filter. Okay. So in the color match filter, I added the color which I wanted, little darker color this time. So it became like this from this. After that, I added another layer, which is this one, where I added this mask, which is this color variations you can see. This color variations are this one. You can see, right? If you see in the base color map, then you can see this thing. See the difference before, after. So we added this color variation. After that, another one is color light. Okay. So what this color is doing, it is giving this kind of bigger patches with what we see here. Like if you see this kind of patches here and there, here, more lighter color you can see. So those thing is added here. So how I did this, I added a crunch, concrete, dusty. It's all comes with Substance Painter. So this is the thing I added here, and it's a normal blending mode. So it is first like this. This is the map which I added in a tri-planar projection. But see, it's too much here. So what I did is I added a cloud on top of that and subtracted that. The blending mode, I will add subtraction. So what will happen? It will subtract the mask which was visible here. From this, it will subtract this mask. So it will become like this. After that, we added another layer, which is another color variation. This is this black lines you can see here and there. This is this color, what we added. Kind of scratches and dents on the ball. That is the thing. Here, if you see this mask, this is the mask. It's a crunch, dusty scratch, and I played with the balance. You can see the balance and also the contrast. If you change the contrast, it becomes more obvious. After that, so check also the material mode. It is like this. Without this, it's like this because it also has some height on this. You can see, right? Till here, there is not height. This also don't have height. This also don't has any height. This also don't has any height. But here, in this one, we had some height as this is the tens which are shown here, and also it has some heights you can see, right? And after that, the last layer I added is a real dens which is very much obvious here. You can see the bigger pictures here, big dens which are like too much height going on inside that. So this is this layer. So all together, this looks like this. This is the new material from this to this. And I hope you enjoy this video. If you like the video, please give a like and share the video with your friends who are also in 3D. Thanks for watching. So we have two materials now. One is a generic leather ball material, and another one is a little more tinted and used leather ball. Thanks for watching.